Good afternoon, folks. We're from plot 2 of Nigel's, and it's a very chilly afternoon. The sun is almost going down. If you can just see over there, it's just on its way down. It's gone 3 o'clock, and
yes, it's almost frosty now. We can feel it in the air.
yeah. I'm shivering. And right, so on this plot here, if you remember the last time we looked, Nigel had got some pumpkins and that dotted around, but it was there was nettles and it was overgrown, and he started to clear this up, and you can see it's doing a great job. What's that bush there, Nigel? Is that a...
Which one? The one near that giant pumpkin?
Yeah.
That's the dried stalks from a very large dahlia plant.
Oh, right, okay.
In fact, that's just prompted me to remember that I need to take that out.
You do, yeah.
Before it gets frosted.
Yeah. I mean, you can get away with leaving them in to some extent, but it's hit and miss. I mean, I had success last year.
Yeah.
I left a load of new seedlings. Well, not new, they weren't new at that time, but they were still in 4-inch pots, and they were left in those all winter. And they survived. 2/3 of them survived. Yeah.
Well, that's unusual, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when I take that out, I dig that out, and I cut all the stalks off. And what do I do with the dahlia root? How would you keep it over the winter? Because it's a big one. It's about
okay. It's about a foot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one.
You've got to dig it all up. You've got to make sure it's dried out. You cut above the ground by about 4 inches. Because you've got to leave that on for the next shoots and that to come out.
Right.
And then you need to put it in a dry spot, wrap it in newspaper or blankets or whatever, and just keep it away from frost, and as long as it's dry when you put it away, not like me when I did mine the other year and I lost nearly all my dahlia crop. So
could I keep it up here in my unheated shed, or would it be best near the house, do you think, where it's a little bit warmer?
Depends on how severe the frosts are this year, and we already had some -5, so if that's a sign of a cold winter, I don't know.
Well, okay, I'll probably take them home then, I think.
Yeah,
okay. Now you can see at the front here, this was where there were lots of nettles. I'm digging these out bit by bit.
Yeah.
Brambles there have got to come out.
Okay.
And that pallet and the oil drum on the top, I use that for fires. I'm going to move that out of sight so that it's easier on the eye when we do videos or when I take pictures.
Yeah, okay.
What else is there to show you?
Shall we have just a little wander?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, up the side, and it just looks all different to me.
This is a massive pile of ash. The guy on the next plot to me has been burning his rubbish on there for about 30 years. So that's entirely wood ash and plant ash. So that would be quite useful for young trees.
Okay.
Still haven't found anyone strong enough or hungry enough to remove that giant pumpkin. And I've now picked all of the apples off. You see the trees at the end?
Yeah.
I've now picked all the apples off those. There are about 4 trays, and they were Newton Wonder. They're very nice. Okay. Shall we go to the end and have a look?
Yeah.
You can see on the adjacent plot there's a very ancient plum tree. That's actually Syston White, Syston Plum. Right. And the guy has been very kind and given me some suckers, so I've got a few Syston White trees in my own plot down there now, just little ones about that size.
Yeah, okay.
Watch yourself as you go past the brambles, they're prickly.
Yeah.
There's one on the ground there.
You've still got a bit of work to do, Nigel.
Oh yes, I know.
You'll have to use my brush cutter.
Yes, possibly. I might be tempted to have a go with that.
Yeah.
But the remaining apples have fallen off. I managed to to get to about 3/4 of the ones which were up there.
Yeah, what do you climb up the tree?
No. I'm too old for that. I'm not agile enough.
Well, I wouldn't say that. My dad, probably just fractionally younger than you, went up a tree probably about 30 foot high when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get well, he was probably about 51. I remember he went up the tree to get my kite. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, the sun.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Very tricky driving this time of year and walking when you're on terrain like this.
Yeah. So Nigel, you're probably a third of the way up, are you?
Well, yes, I did actually clear this area up to where that compost bin is.
Yeah.
But you can see a lot of it is regrown, and this is because I haven't used it. So I think what I'm going to do is simply clear the bit I'm using and gradually expand the used area.
Right.
Rather than do a massive amount of clearance all at one time.
Yeah.
Because it'll just regrow.
Yeah.
But once you get cultivating it and using it, it stays clear.
Yeah.
I'm gathering up material for burning.
Yeah.
I tried to have a fire the other day, but it was just too cold and too damp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Couldn't get it to catch. Oh, here are my Syston white plum trees. You can see I've got 4 of them. Tiny little things, but they will grow quite well from the
and obviously you're going to be transplanting those.
Yeah, I'll be transplanting those somewhere. Yeah, I don't know where yet. The leaves are starting to come off the apple trees now. I'm surprised they've stayed on as long as they have, because it's now, what is it, December the 4th.
Yeah.
And the apple trees at home, all the leaves went a couple of weeks ago, but you can see here it seems to be
strange, isn't it?
fairly sheltered.
Yeah, but yet this is more, it's not sheltered, is it?
Well, the climate seems to be a bit different to what it is at home. The apple trees grow so rapidly here, I'm really surprised.
Right.
Yeah, as I said last time, a lot of these, the last 3 rows here, almost all of them are from pips this year.
Good God.
Yeah, they've actually grown 3
feet, 3.5 feet.
3.5 feet.
Yeah.
Since they were sown in early January or early February.
Right. So we could expect that from those pips from our tree, possibly.
Some of them, we germinated about, 400 pips, and we kept 200 seedlings.
Yeah.
And of the 200, quite a lot are still about that sort of size.
Okay.
But 30 of the 200 are up here and are sort of, no, it's not 30, it's more than that. About 40 are up here.
Right.
And have grown about 3 feet.
Okay, so we're looking at maybe somewhere between 8 and 10% of possibly of what we sow.
Yes, I think that is a bit more realistic, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that the
other ones will be no good. It's just a bit slower,
Yeah, you don't necessarily want
really
really vigorous varieties for fruiting, because if you've got a really vigorous type, you might get trees that are too big.
Yeah.
Look at this though, full leaf still. This one and this one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. We've had 3 nights, haven't we, this past week where it's been down past -4.
Yes, we have. Yes, I left a few apples on one of my trees in the garden and they went squishy.
Did they? I took 2 off my Lord Lambourne in the rock hard.
Yeah.
And that was after those 2 nights of -5.
I think some of these frosts, you get frost pockets that get cold and you get little areas that miss them.
Right.
The wood chip idea is working nicely, look.
Yeah.
The weeds, which when they grow in the wood chip, they come straight out, really easy to remove them.
Right.
So I'm going to keep putting wood chip down, if I can find anywhere to get any.
Yeah.
The guy I've been trying to get
free,
wood chip from, well, no, not free, I'm going to have to pay something.
Right.
But I don't want to pay £5 a bag.
Right.
I wanted about half a truckload. But
a 40-foot one?
No, not an enormous one, just a transit sort of size.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see plenty still to do here, but it's a lot of fun, and I'll be doing winter cultivation, taking the last weeds out, so we have a clean start in the spring.
Yeah.
So doing that fairly soon.
Okay. Okay. Right. Thanks for that then, Nigel.